Hello and welcome to the
Night Parade Podcast,
where we shine light on the dark.
That's
Each
right.
episode, we present to you a case on all things true crime and paranormal. We'll be your host for this evening. My name is Glenn,
And my name is Jan.
and we work together here with the team at Night Parade Studio to bring you the show. Hey guys, I just want to take this time to thank everyone who's been watching us since episode 1. At this point, it's been about 6 months since we started this Night Parade project, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're steadily growing, and it's been really eye-opening on what it's like to, really be a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
There's just so much work that goes into making these videos, and even after all that hard work, it feels like we could be sounding so much better.
Yes.
Right. But we can only get better as we go, right?
Yes. And for you that are tuning in for the first time, first off, welcome to the Night Parade.
That's right.
Today's episode is about someone who's been accused of grooming multiple women on the internet. He's banned from YouTube affiliate program as well as Patreon, which is really big. This guy was actually an early YouTuber who rose to fame with his personal skits and live streams. Another icon who has fallen from stardom. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right. So, there's already so many videos about Onision on YouTube that it won't be hard for you guys to find information about this case. He's got an interesting habit of sharing everything about his life on the internet. Yeah, so it would be impossible to cover everything in this one episode.
Yep.
Yeah, so in this episode, we're going to be covering a general overview of Onision's rise to stardom, as well as his downfall and the events disgracing his name. We may get some things wrong, but if that happens, please let us know in the comments so we can rectify them.
That's right.
Yeah. It's been speculated on whether or not he has some type of personality disorder. It may or may not have been diagnosed. He's been shown periodically to have lots of questionable episodes. So here's a clip of his response to having his Patreon banned and deleted.
Yeah, so let's put that on the screen real quick.
Got it! You got it! All my patrons have been deleted! Are you happy? No! Is this what you want, huh? Is this what you want a total meltdown? Do you like kombucha? I love kombucha! Woo, 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 woo. Drinks like pee and smells even worse. Ooh, 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 my Patreon's deleted. Ooh, my Patreon. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do now?
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. Did you see that video? Did you guys see that video? That's quite a video to be putting it out there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for
If-
everybody to see.
Yeah, for everyone to see. And if that was me, and knowing that my life is, falling into pieces or into shambles, I would probably just keep to myself and, not do anything rash like that.
Yeah, but as you'll see, for this guy, he makes a living off of controversial content.
Right.
So it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
This is just a little bit of the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, that's right. So let's talk about his early life. Now, Onision is just one of his online aliases, but he has changed his name a lot. When I say a lot, here are the names that he went by. He went by Gregory Daniel. He went by Gregory Jackson. I thought that was Jackson.
No, it's Jackson.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Jackson. My bad. Onion Boy. I don't know why he would call himself Onion Boy.
Oh, he didn't actually call himself that. It was
people who did. Okay, gotcha. But he was born as Gregory James Daniel. He might have been changing his name so much as an attempt to run away from the consequences of his actions over the course of his life. He was born on November 11th, 1985, and on Veterans Day, he claims he was born silently and blue. I don't know what that means, but he says that the umbilical cord had been wrapped 3 times around his neck. At the tender age of 2, he fell off of a church pew head. Pew head first? Wait, what?
Pew. You know, like the chairs that they have?
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Head first.
Head first.
Oh my goodness. And cried a lot. He claims he still has a scar from it. Note that this one of Onision's traits that he seemed to have carried with him into his adulthood. He fantasizes about being the savior for people. Later in life, he claimed to have received emails from fans saying things like he cured them from body dysmorphia, self-harm, eating disorders, and more. It's obvious that he has some sort of a hero complex.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I guess all the attention, you know?
Maybe.
All that attention.
I mean, we did say that he could have some type of personality disorder.
Right,
too.
right, yeah.
Could be contributing to it. Well, at the age of 13, he claims to have been playing with a Ouija board at his cousin's house. And he says that while playing with it, he was contacted by a negative spirit named Gula.
Gula? Or Gula?
Gula?
Is that what how you spell Gula?
I don't know.
With a D? Like, all right. Yeah.
Who knows? During the session, he asked if the spirit had ever been inside him, and he claims that the spirit said 19 times.
Oh.
Yep. So at 13, Onision claims to have been possessed by demons.
Dang.
Interesting.
That's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
He says his father, Randy Gray, is accused of being a sexual violator, a child predator, a liar, and a fraud. He claims his father would beat him and call him names.
Oh, no.
Yeah. His father is now a pastor in Ohio.
So he changed from being a deadbeat, I would say.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a pastor now.
Yeah.
So, in 2001, he created 2 websites. The first one called Ink. This website contained Greg's thoughts and photos from 5th through 8th grade, as well as his advice. The second website was called The Cries of the Crypt. There wasn't much happening with this site, except for one section of it that was dedicated to hate mail. At the time, he was frequently received hate mail from someone named Devin, who kept wanting to prove to Greg that skateboarding was better than rollerblading.
Okay, so someone's just like, okay, no. This is better than rollerblading, okay?
That's right, Greg.
Wow. Greg, you gotta know, man. You gotta know. Now, in 2002, he came out with 3 websites. One called Gamer Shadow. The second one is Hybrid Eye. And the third one, Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. Hybrid Eye lasted less than a year. It seemed to be created to share Greg's literature and music and advertise his Sin, S-Y-N, Sin Within Inc., and web design company. Eventually, he began to use others' literature and artwork as well on the site. On this website, he used the name Odd. Lots of writing from this site is missing, but most prolific was his thoughts on religion. His writing for these posts have been described as total pitter tipping or pitter. What? How do you pronounce that? Pitter tipping run-on sentences. It just seemed like total BS. He sticks together hoping and making something work out of that. Now, Metal Gear Solid Substance, it was about Metal Gear Solid 2 before it's released, and it tried to guess what the game was about. An old member of this site wrote that Onision was an admin that ruled with an iron fist and fiercely attacked anything different from him, even taking administrative actions. That's weird. He didn't own the game?
No.
But he would do such thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, he turned his entire community against him of his erratic behavior. Because of his erratic behavior, he would get extremely angry if you ever questioned or criticized him. This was a red flag early on to everyone that was mentally ill, obviously. At first, his delusions were minor. They weren't totally unrealistic, but he absolutely saw himself as above other human beings, as if, like, he's some kind of like God living amongst us.
Yeah.
And in 2003, he created 2 new websites. Death Reaper was a website that contained different forms of entertainment created by Greg, including literature and music, and it shut down in 2004. What's your take on this? Because these websites they seem to, for me, to be kind of like random.
Yeah, he's come out with a lot of different websites over his time on the internet.
Mm-hmm. For what purpose do you think this is?
I mean, I think it's just all of these are his shot at fame and success, and right. To gain some sort of audience.
Okay.
It seems, at least.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that the second website he created was the homepage for the religion he apparently founded when he was 11 years old.
A religion he founded when he was 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The religion and website were called Siseska, which can only be viewed with the Wayback Machine now. And the homepage read, Siseska has become an answer to the vital question concerning our lives through logical yet amazing facts involving the past and present world. Those capable of understanding Siseska and the perspectives provided will find the key so many have been searching for. Today you have the opportunity to observe alternative mentality, a path divided from the default standards involving simple beliefs that have convinced most all on time or another. Existence is a seemingly complicated subject that so few have neared a proper conclusion to define beyond mere present time. Diversion through methods involving excuses such as downing human capabilities are often given freely to avoid confrontation of the reality at hand. We have the ability to explain ourselves, and here you will find the truth, and the truth this statement really is. At the bottom of the page was a continue button that led to a page where he would attempt to explain the meaning of life. This is sounding really, really culty.
Yeah, it's more of like a cult than a religion.
Yeah. At the end of his explanation is just to protect the environment. That is his meaning to life. He even had a vocabulary list for his religion.
Really? Wow. Okay, he got his own kind of like sayings or whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
Vocab words you can look up.
Gotcha.
So a Zodin, these were the souls which have never experienced human occupation or of given right. Sometimes sociopaths, due to lack of human emotion through first-person perspective. Zodin attack weak humans.
Okay.
The savant
or savante.
These are post-human souls which have experienced the honor of being awarded a human body to dwell in.
Okay.
So I guess people who have passed away.
Right.
And Devant is the space/realm unseen by the human eye, which Savantes and Zodins dwell in. The Siseska page states that some humans can travel to Devant to help Savantes keep away the Zodin.
Okay.
It also states that humans can escape physical threats by going to the Devant realm.
Alright, so he has his own realms, he has his own beings, and kind of like it's kind of like a holy beings type thing.
Yeah. He seems to be like honestly a pretty decent story writer.
Yeah, I mean to be honest with you, these are pretty interesting. The way that he was able to make that up, like you know what I mean. I wouldn't have been able to kind of like think of something like that, like
right.
You know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
Right,
pretty cool. But it doesn't stop there, though. Greg then created a few more websites, website hosting, promotion, and development sites at this time. Some of them include Newbie Host, Nickmo, webportal.tv, and lots more that we're just, we can't get into it right now. There's a lot of them. I'm telling you, there's a lot. And up on the screen is a picture of
the one and only.
One and only. There you go. If you guys are wondering what he looks like, there you go.
Mr. Greg.
Yes, sir. And now is a picture of Sky, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. And who is Sky? Tell me who Sky is.
So Sky is it's Greg's ex-wife.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you'll
Gotcha.
yeah, we'll get into that actually.
All right. Yeah, right here. Actually, also in 2003 is when he began dating his future ex-wife. That's a weird sentence. Future ex-wife, Sky. What we were just talking about. Now, Greg's relationship with Sky was very rocky, especially from the start. This was because of Greg's attraction to Sky's younger sister, Alicia. Not cool, man.
Yeah.
Now, Alicia goes to Netunesa? What?
She goes by the name
Netunesa.
Netunesa?
Netunesa on Twitter, and she's tweeted about an experience with Greg when she was just about 15 years old. She says that that night she got too intoxicated, and that's when he sat beside her and then tried to kiss her. Alicia was horrified and ran across the room back toward her friend. Greg was 18 years old at the time. He's made a video about this event, and in that video he talks about how he tried to kiss her, and how he's the one who dodged. Oh, it was the other way around. That's what he's claiming. I guess.
Yeah.
In 2004, he created another website called Evil Saga. In 2005, it became a blog. It was a collection of all his literature, poetry, and other writings. It featured links to a lot of other websites, including MrOdd.com, OneManBand.com, EvoPsych.com, RapePrevention.info, Siseska.com, AmericasAirForce.com, and many, many more. That's a lot of websites.
Yeah, it is.
Why are you creating all these websites? Why would someone create so many websites?
I mean, I think we've already stated before that it was probably his attempt at success.
That just doesn't sound right with me. I don't know. After like maybe 4 websites, I think I'm done. You know how hard it is to make a website? I've tried it, and it's hard.
Right,
There's coding involved in making websites, and then bunch of infographics that you put on there, designs, logos, information. It's a lot.
I mean, obviously this guy was dedicated to trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah.
But going back to what you were saying, he actually came out with a rape prevention website. Yeah, one of those websites was rapeprevention.info.
Right.
To sum it all up, he told possible rape victims to do on rapists in order to not get raped. It was a horrible website, of course.
That is... first of all, that sounds disgusting. But it just doesn't help them in any kind of way. I don't think so. You know what I mean? Who would want to pull down their pants in the middle of an assault and duty on their face?
Well,
right?
It's just...
And it's just, it doesn't sit right. Come on, dude. Like, why would you do that? If you're trying to, do like rape preventions, you don't do it in this way.
It's a horrible...
It really
website.
is. It's a terrible website.
Bad taste.
This shouldn't have been.
It's just funny that he created a whole website
for
this.
That, yeah, exactly. Just for this, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So from 2005 to 2008, he served in the U.S. Air Force. For years, he claimed to have an honorable discharge, but then in 2017, it was revealed that he actually had a general discharge. He created a few online forums and journals where he would chronicle his experiences in the Air Force, along with his personal life and online creations. Evo Saga blog, 2005 journal, and Airman Daniel's journal were these websites. During this time in the Air Force, he actually enlisted in SEER, which is a survival, evasion, resistance, and escape training. It's usually reserved to for personnel who expected to be captured. So it's some very, very intense training.
Yeah.
Because of this, he received a letter of reprimand, which usually means it's a career ender. He says that he received it because he refused to clean a post that a senior airman told him to clean after a lieutenant colonel told him not to clean it. Because of this, Greg says that he had a meltdown. He stripped completely naked in Chief Master Sergeant's office. He says he did this because he wanted them to know that he was a human being and not a robot. And he says they dressed him back up and put him in a cell for 10 minutes. That seems kind of light, to be honest.
Yeah.
To do something like that.
I think you should have been out of there right there and then.
Right, he's in the military.
Yeah, you don't do anything like that. Are you crazy? No, you don't do anything like that, man.
He also had another website which was taken down that year. He claims that was attacked by Jesus crazy Brazilian hackers.
Oh my goodness. Alright, continuing with Sky. In August, he gets married to Sky in Texas court. Right away, things get really bad for Sky. During their marriage, he demands that she keeps her hair short and claims that if she doesn't wear short under her skirts, that she could get raped. Okay? And she claims that he could spend 3 hours masturbating to a tentacle hentai. And he did this most mornings so that he could focus for the rest of the day. That's disgusting. Later the year, the isolation he put her through, Sky, became worse. He didn't allow her to work, which is not good. In June 2007, he started his YouTube channel. At the time, he and Sky were both living together in South Korea. He would become very possessive of Sky and not really allow her to see other people, including friends. Her closest friends tried to intervene. However, Greg asserts that they actually are the ones who is abusive for not respecting Sky's love for him. You know, isolation is not a common tactic. Is a common tactic of abusers. It is often an early step in abusive relationships. In his writings, he says that he is deeply considering the possibility of her obtaining a job. He says that it would be so inappropriate because she has to spend at least 80% of his time off work with him. In another post, he says that he planned on devoting 30% of his time on his YouTube videos. At some point in 2007, he removed his name from his Air Force blogs and began referring to his military service as his job. What? Okay,
Wow.
so they were in Korea at the time, huh? When they were married.
Yeah, all this was happening.
Okay.
They were in Korea.
I gotcha.
And wow, that seems like it got really bad for Sky.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's really choking her. You know, there's a leash on her, and she can't really go anywhere. The leash is very short, almost just in the house. You can't leave this house.
Right, and we'll see that it's a pattern in Onision's relationships as we move forward. In 2008, the YouTube channel begins to take off, and Greg forces Sky to stay home from work often so she could help him work on the YouTube videos. Around this time, Greg pulls a series of stunts so that he can get a discharge under honorable conditions. 2009, he is discharged from the military. On March 7th of that year, he began using a character named Chibi, which seemed to be a parody of the famous YouTuber by the name of Fred. He was also played by Greg.
Right.
This character ended up being very popular for Onision. At this point, he begins a long-term friendship with the infamous YouTuber Shane Dawson.
That's right.
Of course, Shane Dawson. In September of that year, he posted his single most watched video to this day, titled "I'm a Banana." This video probably granted him his fame over the next few years.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because in 2010, he was featured in Tosh.0, which was an American television series hosted by comedian Daniel Tosh. Greg's video, "I'm a Banana," appeared on the show, which gave him access to a wider audience outside of YouTube. At this point, rumors began to spread saying Greg and Sky divorced. Greg posts a video in response to the rumors titled "Haters United." In the video, he expresses his love for his wife Sky. In April, Onision begins talking to an underage Canadian pop star named Shiloh. Is that right?
Yeah, Shiloh.
According to Shiloh, she believed that he was just being friendly, sometimes talking 6 to 10 hours a day.
Oh wait, it's actually Shiloh.
Shiloh, okay.
Yeah.
And the following month, he posted a video titled "Lover's Pact" he made Sky agree to, claiming that it was mutual. Okay, interesting. Wow. The agreement was to never keep secrets from each other and to always be healthy, claiming that it would be selfish to gain weight, not considering the other person's sexual needs. Oh man, thin ice.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That's horrible.
Oh my god. Now in June, according to Onision, he threatened to divorce Sky. That December, Greg draws up a divorce contract stating that he will allow Sky to live rent-free in his apartment for a year. Later, it was thrown out in court since it was signed under duress and it was not notarized.
Mm-hmm.
Around Christmas time, he announced his divorce on all his social media for all of his followers to see, perhaps maybe to get some attention from his single 14-year-old fans. Oh, Jesus.
Jeez.
On Christmas, they filmed their last video together publicly. Onision wanted to act like things were okay, but Sky was harassed by Onision's fans. YouTuber Repzion. We got to hear her side of the story, and yeah, crazy.
That's
pretty
stuff.
crazy, yeah. Because I mean, for real, Sky is really at the worst of this stick right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not getting any better for her.
Definitely
the longer
not.
that she stayed with him.
Yeah, for sure. And in Repzion's video, he goes over her story pretty meticulously. In summary, during their marriage, Greg locked himself in his office for 3 days, during which Sky had to drive his friend who got sick to the hospital. He wouldn't let her use their only phone. During this, he took her aside one night and told her the following: "I'm going to divorce you because I finally found real happiness. I never loved you and I was just afraid of being alone. If you want me to be happy, then you let me do what I want."
Whoa.
Wow. Sky remembers the look on his face, cold as a lizard on ice, dead-eyed. Then the next day he printed out a divorce document demanding her to sign it. He would run around the house following her for hours at a time, screaming at her that if she really loved him, she would let him do this.
Right.
That Christmas, she went back home to her family where she broke down in front of them, and her family had her call a crisis hotline.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's really broken by this guy.
Yeah.
He's cold-hearted.
Poor Sky.
Poor Sky, for real.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man. But like we said, it doesn't stop there.
Definitely not.
There's a history of animal abuse, and we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
While still in high school, Greg and his mother previously allowed 1 to 2 dogs to starve to death just by negligence under their care. He baked his pet turtle to death outside, trapped under a bin, and filmed it. He killed a tank full of fish, also with negligence. A chicken starved to death under his care, and yeah, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you guys are watching on YouTube and can see the screen right now, I think this is the actual video, is it?
That's a picture I believe it's a screenshot of the bin where the turtle was kept.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And Craig actually told someone he knew, yeah, 2 of our dogs died from malnutrition. And this person was horrified and told people later on, after Greg got famous, that he had always been a casual animal abuser. That's not a good phase to have if you're gonna be in a...
If you're famous.
Yeah, if you're famous, especially as a YouTuber, and you're influencing a lot of kids.
A lot of kids,
A lot of kids. That's not a good phase.
Exactly. It's horrible. When Greg was with Shiloh, they owned a puppy together, and some disgusting things allegedly happened to that puppy. Greg claims that Nibbles licked the crotch of Shiloh's dirty underwear. He also claimed that Shiloh forced the dog to eat her out, which caused the dog to bite her crotch, which caused her to pee on the bed.
Oh my god.
Shiloh claims that the dog peed on the bed. Then it bit her on the crotch while she was cleaning up the dog's mess.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Up on the screen, you can see the screenshots of the video entitled, "Is it weird to let your dog eat you out?"
What the hell?
And there's anonymous comments saying what happened to the puppy Greg adopted with Shiloh. In response, someone says, when she went back to Canada to go to the hospital, it was left with Gerp in his house. He claimed that he couldn't take care of it because he was too busy editing videos. He gave it away to some random family, and I remember Shiloh stating that she was upset about the decision because she would have taken it in.
Right. Because, I mean, why? That's your dog, man.
Yeah, like you had this dog with your ex-girlfriend. You could at least give it to her.
Exactly, because, I mean, if you don't want it, I'm pretty sure your other half or your ex-other half is going to want it.
It makes no sense. Yeah, why he did that. After their divorce, Shiloh even offered to come down from Canada to get Nibbles from him. Unfortunately, Greg didn't even bother contacting her, and instead he gave it away to a family with 5 kids, which we stated. Onision also had another reason to give away the dog before Shiloh could come to Canada. He wanted to go on a 2-month-long trip to Las Cruces, New Mexico, so he could meet up with Laney for the first time. Oh, another girl.
Isn't Laney another YouTuber now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I think so. Now, Onision has also featured several other adopted pets on his channel, all of which were either given away or had suddenly stopped appearing on his channel, which likely means they died under his care. It's rumored that this was the case with a puppy, 1 or several guinea pigs, and a few lizards. He also seems to really enjoy scaring his dogs. He purposely wakes them up by making loud noises for his own amusement. He screams at them to scare them and calls it discipline. He's got several videos on his channel depicting this, including one titled Onision yells at his dog, puppy digging up yard. Onision also has video of his dogs, Dobbs and Lilu, stuck in the mud and water. That's not cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dobbs has osteoarthritis in his back leg. Lilu is overweight. He just filmed them as they struggled. Here's the screenshots of the dogs struggling whenever they go on a walk. This dog is submerged in water, and he's just looking at him like, dude, pick me up. What the heck is wrong with you?
Oh my god.
Now, he also puts his dogs on a vegetarian diet just because he's a vegetarian. He then bragged about it on the internet, saying things like vegetarian dogs rock. He has many videos about his vegetarian dog, including titles like "Yes, a vegetarian dog," Onision's dogs eat meat, and dogs, vegetarian or meat eaters. Puppies decide. Now, I don't know about you. Let me just add something to that. But there is this one owner who, it wasn't Onision, but it was some girl, and I saw it like while I was scrolling through my my feed, and she was like, "Here, you guys, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna film my dog. I'm gonna give him a some leaf. I don't know. It was some vegetarian meal, and then a piece of sausage, right? And then she was gonna let the dog go, and then the dog's gonna pick whichever he wants, right?
Mm-hmm.
She puts it down, and then lets go of the dog. And guess what the dog did?
What?
He goes for the freaking sausage, right?
Okay, yeah.
But she's been feeding him whatever that was on the left side, which is like the vegetarian stuff.
I see.
Because she was vegetarian as well. So when I was looking at this video, and she has she said this at the end. She was like, no, don't do that. Don't eat the sausage. Like,
wow,
dude, that's a dog. They're gonna want meat.
That's a really bad, actually, to change up the meat diet on a dog.
Yeah,
they're carnivores.
Yes,
they're carnivores.
Exactly. So it's crazy, man. Come on, feed your dog some good.
Something that's actually healthy for them.
Dogs, dude. Jesus.
There's actually something that happened on Fox News. One of his videos asking people to donate to the Haiti earthquake was featured on Fox News, warning people to... They were warning people to be aware of scam artists on the internet.
Oh.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, this broadcast brought more attention to his channel and consequently more revenue.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, Onision made it to the top 100 most subscribed channels on YouTube. This was actually when he was first talking to Shiloh, which we all know, and it did not end well.
Didn't? Nope.
Yeah. So up on the screen is a picture of. It's a screenshot from the interview between Chris Hansen and Shiloh, and Chris Hansen does his own investigation into it, which we will get into later on.
Yes.
So, actually, Onision decides to meet her in Pennsylvania, and he chooses Pennsylvania because of its age of consent laws.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because of course Shiloh was not of age at the time.
That's right.
Yes. On the drive there, he hits a deer with his car, and then with his car wrecked, he flew the rest of the way to Pennsylvania. Immediately after meeting her, he kisses her, and they have sexual intercourse.
Not good.
As we stated, Shiloh was 17, and Greg was 25 years old, and freshly divorced.
Oh my Jesus.
Right after that, he sets up his video camera and makes a short video about how he killed the deer.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. Shiloh can be heard in the background of this video giggling. The hotel actually grew suspicious of Greg's intentions and called the police.
Oh, yeah.
They went through all of his equipment looking for any illegal content and questioned why he was with a minor.
Mm-hmm.
But they were unable to obtain any evidence, and they were both let go. Yeah. Less than a month later, he moved into an apartment in Canada with Shiloh. He later introduces her to his fan base, and at this point, he had about 500,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Wow. Now it seems like Shiloh is being treated better than Sky was.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but we're gonna get into that.
Yeah. Now, on Shiloh's 18th birthday, she spent it waiting inside of a hotel room for Onision to fly her out to Seattle without her mother's consent. She recalls this as a massive mistake because Onision would distance Shiloh from her mother as well as her management. As a result, she failed to produce her songs and was dropped by her management. She had effectively lost most of her music career that she had built from the ground up. Shiloh recalls having to give Onision sexual intercourse sometimes more than 8 times a day. Wow.
Poor girl.
He would sometimes call her medically obese. He would also admit to her his obsession with Asian women. After this, he left her crying in the shower, which is when he had a stress-induced seizure. This resulted in her losing about 3 years of her memory, which sucks, you know. Onision's initial reaction to her seizure and memory loss was to record it. He posted this, what should have been a private medical situation. He did not seek any medical attention due to Shiloh's request not to do so in a potentially dangerous state.
Wow.
Repzion, yeah, exactly. And, like earlier, Repzion had a response to this as well. And,
oh my gosh.
Wow.
This guy, dude, the nerve of him. He's the more, he should be the more adult person in this situation.
To be more responsible.
Yeah, he should have called the hospital or something.
Yes, like, to get attention right away.
She was obviously having some sort of medical emergency.
Right.
But he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Wow.
Awful.
I guess she's not being treated as well as, as I thought she was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then in 2011, Onision posted his breakup with Shiloh on YouTube, not before she shaved her head. This began what seemed to be a smear campaign of Shiloh led by Onision. It is believed that he attempted to destroy her credibility while also weaponizing his fan base to harass her into submission.
That's not good.
Yeah. During a disturbing confrontation between Shiloh, Onision, and the police, Shiloh was taken into a mental care institution, where after a phone call from her mother came, who picked her up from Canada.
Wow.
Yeah. After this, he loses his friendship and begins a feud with Shane Dawson.
Dang.
In December 2011, Shiloh announced that she miscarried their baby. Onision wired her $2,000. At this point, Shiloh begins dating someone else, and Onision is unable to reconnect with her.
Good.
So Onision takes her to Judge Judy to try and recuperate the $2,000 he gave her.
For what? For what?
For what? That's what I'm saying. That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
Didn't you wire it yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You gave it to her because of the miscarriage,
Yeah.
right? And that's that.
That's
End of
your
discussion,
fault.
right? Yeah, exactly.
Like, you have no right to that money.
Wow.
Yeah. Soon, Onision releases a music video about heartbreak. Wow, this guy.
Is it R&B?
Oh my god.
The audacity of Onision, dude. He just, he's just on the roll.
One thing after another.
Yeah,
And he doesn't seem to have any remorse
He doesn't.
for anything that he does.
It's all about the attraction that he's getting from people out of this situation.
Yeah.
Very, what is that called? Attention seeking.
Definitely.
Now, in 2012, his constant attacks on his exes created a group of people rallying against him. Now he has haters, right? It gained enough attention to bar him as a speaker from VidCon. He still had supporters who denounced VidCon because of this. At this point, one of his videos reached the television, and he was able to garner more fans. This is when he gained the attention of Taylor. Now, Taylor, she was a high school student from New Mexico, another 17-year-old. During March 2012, 26-year-old Onision flew out to go see her. Wow. He apparently consulted with a lawyer first because he was worried about the age gap. He rented a place in New Mexico to live with Taylor with her family unaware. He went as far as proposing to her, which she accepted. After the whole thing, they got married under the New Mexico court system. They both legally changed their last name to Avro. He began addressing Taylor as Laney due to her Twitter handle being LaneyBot. Neither Laney's family nor Onision's fans knew any of this was happening. But at that same month, it was leaked that he had moved back to his home, which is Washington, with his new wife. This seems to be pattern in his relationships. They move out and then they do some kind of weird togethership and whatnot,
and then they move back to his own state.
Yeah.
Weird
Crazy.
stuff. All while her family is unaware.
Right, and that too. That's also part of the pattern. No one's aware that this is happening, but the
Right.
girl.
Right, exactly.
That's not good.
Not good. At this point, he was still producing music videos as well as skits on his main channel. Lots of his videos were aimed at answering fan questions. Not all of his answers were well liked, however. He's known to have victim-blamed a suicidal fan who was messaging him because of her abusive mother. Yeah, that was a horrible situation.
Yeah, no.
And then it was discovered that someone had sent a letter to Laney's parents detailing Onision's history of treatment with his ex-girlfriends, with various sources directing to Onision's marriage documents, name change, and travels.
Oh.
So Repsion was initially accused by Onision as being the one who sent the letter. Repsion responds by stating that he did message Laney's parents warning them about him, but he did not send the letter. Instead, the letter came from a now deleted YouTuber that went by the name of Don't Stand Too Close to Me. Don't Stand So Close to Me, sorry.
Don't stand so close to me.
Then, in 2013, Onision had a public falling out with his longtime YouTube friend, Seer. He goes as far as creating a lengthy post on his website about it. By the end of the year, his channel surpassed 1 million subscribers.
Wow.
Jeez, all this time, he's still growing.
He's still growing. While all this is happening, which is unbelievable.
Then in 2014, he had the birth of his first child. At this point, he introduces 2 new characters to his YouTube series, Ron Danger and Emo Charlie, who are both also played by him. Detractors began calling him Onion Boy at this point.
Yes, he was called Onion Boy, and in 2015 he published Stones to Abigail, which is a fiction retelling of his life. Also another book titled This Is Why I Hate You, which is another fictional story influenced by his life. Wow, he sure writes a lot of stories about his life, yeah. At this point, Laney announces on Twitter that she was or is bisexual, to which Onision replies that he fully supports her being in a relationship with another girl. She is married to him.
While she's married to him.
While she's married to him.
Wow.
Which shows a lot, because, I mean, you're just trying to get girls. Now, there's a small concern about a month-old tweet from Laney about grooming other women. Kai is another name that Laney went by. And, basically preparing an underage person for sexual practices, usually, shortly after they're of legal age. But Laney was seen being flirtatious with women of all ages. One of these women was the 18-year-old Billy.
Yes, Billy.
Not Billie Eilish, you guys.
Yeah, it's not Billy.
This is a different Billy.
Yeah. So, Billy, she later admitted that Onision pressured the both of them, Billy and Kai, to kiss, and also later to date, to which Billy accepted.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Cuddlegate was a series of events that were triggered after Greg cuddled with his spouse's girlfriend. It was the second time that Billy came over, and Onision seemed to be showing Billy more affection, to which Kai became disheartened and decided to leave for the night. When she returned, she found them cuddling, and she deemed it cheating. There was a lot of fans who were on her side when this happened. This is when he picks up the name Onisikuk, which is a fusion of his name and the word cuck. Cuck is a person whose wife is sexually unfaithful, and due to Onision allowing his wife to have a girlfriend, they gave him this name.
Oh my god.
Exactly, yeah. On January 2016, Onision announced that he was separating from Laney. He created a video in which he explains in detail that he signed away the rights to his child to her. A few days later, they announced they were attending marriage counseling and they were getting back together. Laney became pregnant for the second time. They continued to invite Billy over and her 19-year-old friend. Onision then posted a picture of Laney and Billy kissing on Twitter in order to make things more public. Onision then goes public talking about how he has had many threesomes, which solidified to fans that they were actually in a three-way relationship.
Then, on September 15, 2016, a 16-year-old fan, Sarah, comes to visit them at their house. She stays about 5 days and then returns home. A few days later, Sarah complains to Laney and Onision about troubles at home. In response, Onision offers Sarah a place to stay at their home. She agrees to move in with them legally. Her mother signed over power of attorney to Laney, providing money once a month for her living expenses.
Wow.
And making Sarah and sometimes their 19-year-old live in a nanny to do house chores and take care of Onision and Laney's child, while Onision and Laney could focus on the content creation for his YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very interesting because now you're just adopting people into your house.
Yes,
right?
free labor.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And Onision then releases a series of videos critiquing fellow YouTuber Eugenia Cooney on her physique, Shane Dawson for his responsive personality, and Jacqueline Glenn for her opinions. Behind closed doors, things were getting pretty rocky, as in the agreement, Laney and Billy were, allowed to sleep together when Onision wasn't around. But Onision was only allowed to ask Billy for sexual favors while Laney was present. Whoa. However, in retaliation, Onision decided to sleep with Billy, and this infuriated Laney. This led to Onision coercing Laney and Billy to sign a contract, and that created to stay for another week so that they could sort things out. This was unsuccessful because Billy's 19-year-old friend, who was also, the live-in nanny, saw all of Onision's wrongdoings and confronted them about it. Afterwards, both Billy and her friend left, to go back home. Soon after, Onision and Laney's second child is born, but they don't have the other two anymore in the house.
Mm-hmm. So they don't have that live-in nanny.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And then by the end of the year, he was involved in another scandal with a series of videos asking fans to post pictures of themselves for him to rate. So some type of body positivity project. There were, exactly. It's really sus because there were pictures of teenage girls being sent in with Onision being painted across their stomachs. Onision claimed that the website had an 18 and plus rule, though. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Whatever.
Right, Greg. Okay.
Sure. You mean there's an 18 button on there, and they just click it and they're good? Not cool.
Yeah. At this point, Billy was back, but shortly booted again after he got mad at her for smoking weed in celebration of the new year. Onision was very against the use of any illegal substance at the time.
Yes, and at the start of 2017, Onision announced the breakup with Billy yet again. This time, however, in his video, he divulged a lot of her personal information, which ruined her life. He seemed to have done this in response to her revealing the text highlighting Onision's rules of only 2 family visits per year, which is ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah, well.
They also requested Billy to do various humiliating things in order to be taken back. These requests include, but are not limited to, getting a tramp stamp, being chained to the basement for 3 days to a week, with a sign around their neck saying, "I'm sorry for lying, Laney," and lastly make a video apologizing to Laney, saying how she lied and she's very sorry. Instead, Billy declined all requests and instead posted a video asking Onision to stop harassing her. And that's what exactly she did. She did that. And at this point, fans began to point out that the fact that they were living with a 16-year-old Sarah, to which Onision posted a video exclaiming that he has no sexual intentions with Sarah and that she's just there for work.
Yeah. So going back to the video that Billy posted, in response to Onision, just asking him to stop harassing her.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys go and watch that video, she's really, really broken down, and it's a lot of people would have thought that this was some type of marketing scheme or maybe, but you can tell she's really genuine, and she's like, oh gosh, it's horrible. It's horrible that what he actually did to her.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And Onision, at this point, he was gaining a wealth of profit due to the controversies he had on YouTube.
Yeah.
So this guy. However, in 2017, the Adpocalypse happened, where YouTube began demonetizing videos that were controversial.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this hit many content creators, including Onision, and so like many of them, he created a Patreon, a fan donation service which created an alternate source of revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Detractors estimated that he made over $1 million a year in revenue from here. In October, he admitted on YouTube to having an addiction to hentai. All right, Greg.
Oh my goodness, Greg.
Onision begins referring to these detractors as his stalkers. And then in 2018, he continued making videos on Eugenia Cooney. Soon, Shiloh's manager calls Onision, demanding he take down all the videos involving Shiloh.
Right.
Onision then recorded himself calling the manager back, saying that it was his property and she was paid by food and shelter.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a pretty dickhead thing to do. Yeah, so during this video, he gets into a heated argument with the manager, and the video ends soon after a mention of a lawsuit.
Yeah. He got scared.
Yeah, he got scared. This video was eventually forced to be taken down, as he had broken Washington state law, stating that you can't record conversations without consent.
That's right.
So during this time, he slowly and methodically introduced the idea of Sarah being in a relationship with him and Laney, who was nearing the age of 18.
No, he's getting some heavy hits.
Yeah.
He's, everything's coming back to him. Everything's coming back full circle. And that's when Onision versus Wetlands happened. One day, a neighbor filmed Onision modifying the wetlands by his house, which is protected, environment. He recorded the event as Onision drove his compact car through. He then reported it. A wetlands biologist calls Onision and informs him that what he was doing requires a permit which he does not have. The biologist then comes down to determine that there was in fact in violation. At this point, he published his third book, Reaper's Creek, and in 2018 was possibly the last truly profitable year he will have in some time. In 2019, he was revealed that he, along with in 2019, it was revealed that he, along with having to pay the wetlands, owned a significant amount of money to the IRS. It's rumored that he had to sell his car and several other assets after misfiling taxes and claiming much more than he should have. He launches a $100,000 Kickstarter campaign to fix the wetlands. The community berated his campaign, and he then removed it and said that the campaign was just a joke.
What the heck?
Like who does that?
He's got so many stunts.
Yeah, he has a lot of excuses for his stunts if it doesn't work.
Right.
Jesus.
Like, it was just a joke. Just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding, guys. It was just, whatever. I'll take it down right now.
At this point, detractors were spreading rumors that Onision was sleeping with Sarah, to which he responded by coercing her into creating a video saying that they haven't had any sexual content. He also posted a video of his explanation of how you need to have sex with somebody after they turn 18 in order for it to be considered grooming.
Oh, man. Nope.
Wow,
Nope.
Greg.
That's
Get over yourself,
considered
man.
that's considered groomed,
Yeah.
not grooming.
He also begins calling himself the most honest YouTuber, and there's even a song about it presented to us by Repsion, which we'll post right here. Yeah. Many people contradicted his claims of being the most honest YouTuber by pointing out the huge list of videos he had deleted.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be honest and start deleting videos out of the blue.
Right, exactly. Many of which held strong evidence of his wrongdoings.
That's right.
It is known that Sarah was flown several times throughout the year to their house for them all to have sexual intercourse.
Yeah, and at this point, he threatened to use or to sue Repzion if he didn't take down all his content involving Onision, to which he did not comply. This marked the slow downfall of his YouTube career. However, he was still pulling money from other areas. He was able to make money through content ID claims on YouTube. Pretty much any video on YouTube that has you in it, you can claim a portion of the ad revenue.
Wow.
This allowed him to make money from many of the videos criticizing him because he was on every video.
It kind of backfired.
Yeah, it's crazy. Soon, Ayla, Billy's friend, tweeted that Onision had slept with Sarah, and Sarah admitted to it. Now, Onision was furious at her speaking out and accused her of blackmail, amongst other things. He began harassing Sarah, Billy, Ayla, and many other women involved. These conversations were all recorded on text and were able to be used to corroborate their stories against him. Blair White, the famous YouTuber, did an interview with Sarah about her side of the story, and in this interview, Sarah admits that she was forced to sign a NDA, or non-disclosure agreement, by Onision and Kai, or Laney, right? This was the morning after they had intercourse, and it barred her from speaking out anything that happened about that night.
Wow. So they made her sign a document.
A whole contract saying that you can't say anything about this.
They're ready.
There were.
They're ready.
This was all planned. If you had a document the next day, on that morning,
Trying to cover your
ready
back.
on the countertop to be signed with a pen on top. Dude, this is something that you thought about long ago.
Yeah.
And you've been doing it for quite some time.
Here's a better idea. Don't have sex with a 17-year-old.
Exactly. Nasty son of a...
Yeah. Oh, okay, so now we can actually start talking about Chris Hansen.
Yes.
He began conversing with online content creators about Onision and the allegations being brought against him. So Chris actually reached out to Onision for an interview, to which Onision denied.
Oh, yeah. He was... He was going down.
He was
Chris,
scared, yeah. And so Chris began systematically interviewing each of Onision's ex-guests. So these videos have a lot of damning evidence against them as well. He went over Isla's experience as their nanny and how they physically humiliated her. He went over Sarah's secret visitations with them and found out how there are various other women who had similar secret visitations. He went over how Onision destroyed Shiloh's career by distancing her from her manager and her mother. Chris mentions the possibility of an FBI investigation, but not much is mentioned after that. Then later, Onision becomes under fire when he was caught doxing and accidentally showed Billy's phone number on the internet while showing a text message stating that if Billy was ever pregnant with his child, he would support her. And as a result, his Patreon was banned and deleted. This is where he posted the video where we showed you at the beginning of this episode.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that video.
That video is something else, man. I'm telling you.
That guy, yeah. After this, he started creating a series of more freak-out videos that actually provided him with millions of views.
Who doesn't want to see a guy
Like freaking out, right?
freaking out
Oh,
about his
God.
life falling apart because of his wrongdoings?
And he was invigorating his dying channel by creating self-deprecating videos. And through this, he was actually able to promote his website, onision.com, which was his alternate to Patreon, which, just like Patreon, was also taken down. That's right. With Onision trending and him also declining Chris Hansen's request for an interview, Hansen decided to take things into his own hands. Onision then calls... Oh, man. Oh, yeah. This is when Chris Hansen went to his house, actually, and knocked on his door, asking him questions. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, there's a lot of videos on this you can find on YouTube, so make sure to check those out. Yeah.
All right.
So, Onision then calls police, telling them that Chris has been stalking him online, and now he's at his house.
Yeah.
You can go online and watch the video call, or the telephone call. It's crazy.
Interesting.
And then police later call Onision on a separate occasion, informing him that his daughter fell out of a 2-story window and cracked her head open.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then Onision later takes Repsion and Chris Hansen to court on grounds of harassment and stalking. And Repsion, for a protective order, which Onision is dismissed immediately. And Chris Hansen, apparently they brought in the wrong Chris Hansen, and the case was dismissed.
Oh no! Chris, no, that's not me. I'm this Chris Hansen, not that Chris Hansen. No.
What are you talking about? That's not me.
Now, if you guys are wondering, where is he now? Now, for a little while, he was on Twitch, but that didn't last long. Now, it's known that he is on OnlyFans. He still uploads content to his channel, but, he's gone in on Chris Hansen, and he stated that nothing's really happened to him. And it's interesting how all of this information is made public, yet Chris Hansen, the FBI, or the police have yet to do anything against this guy. Now,
so he's still out and about.
He's still out and about making money, making new contents, and nothing really happened to him.
I mean, he lost his Patreon and a lot of his other platforms, but he's finding other ways
to
make
put out
money.
his content out there, and make money from it, which
it's a wonder why he has such a big fan base still.
Yeah,
but I mean, I guess thinking about it, he did have fans since almost the beginning of YouTube.
Right. That's very interesting.
It's very, very, very interesting. So, what do you think about Onision?
Well, I mean, I wow, with all the evidence that is out there and facts, I'm surprised that he's not in jail. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he's disgusting. He was grooming people, or 16 teenagers, early teenagers, to be,
part of his relationship.
Exactly, which is kind of also Kai's fault.
It is. She's a little bit to blame here.
Yeah, you're enabling your spouse to do such dirty kind of work with other younger, women. Which is nasty, man. I don't
like. There were 16-year-olds visiting them and staying at their house,
there, living nannies.
Yeah.
Like, who knows what happens when those living nannies are just there, nothing to do. Yeah, it's crazy. It's Well, do you think he got what he deserved? Like being, Patreon taken down, channel, taken down off YouTube, everything else. What do you think? Is that enough?
Hell no. He should be in jail, this guy.
Right.
For sure. For everything that he's done. He's ruined so many girls' lives, including Sky and Shiloh.
Yep.
And Billy. These poor girls have to live with this trauma for the rest of their lives. And it's awful. It's awful. He should be in jail, like I said. He should not be walking out on the streets.
Yeah.
And like many of the other disgraced icons we've been over, I would not want this guy around me or anybody that I know.
For him to make money still off his content and be able to have the freedom of be able to do that.
Yeah.
Do what he likes. And
it's not fair to his victims.
It's not. It really isn't.
Like, he's still out here doing all this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. But what do you think about Laney?
Laney is an enabler, and she shouldn't have kind of, I don't think she should have been involved with who's the guy?
This guy, Onision?
This guy, Onision. Because, I mean, if you think about it, all his partners got nothing but, you know, their feelings hurt.
Trauma.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, Laney kind of just... Did you really get, get the same treatment that other people did in their relationship?
It seems like Laney's kind of special to him.
Kind of like the one who supports him in those kind of like lewd acts, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Which is not good.
Not good.
Because I mean, if you're gonna be someone's partner, you should guide them to the way where they're where it's right. You don't allow your partner to just assault teenagers and groom them.
Yeah.
So they're the right of age and just.
Well, Laney herself was also conducting some type of weird ass
with
posts.
it's weird.
Kind of grooming women herself.
Yeah.
Even though they were even though she was flirting with women of all ages, there were still some that were
part of that grooming.
That were in danger of everything that was happening, especially around Onision.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
It's insane. What about everyone else, though? Let us know what you guys think of the couple, and especially Onision, because I mean, this guy is still out there.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got to remember that, and he is still making money.
Yep.
Out of people viewing his, content on OnlyFans, and OnlyFans is not, it's not just. You could upload and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You have to buy stuff on there for you to be able to watch the videos of the people that you want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like those people who create their cooking shows in there and whatnot.
Yeah.
Those are freaking crazy, especially like tattoo contents on there and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of money, and this guy is making it.
Yeah.
He's getting all of that. Just
man.
like he did in Patreon. So, what do you guys think? Do you think he should be out there still doing this?
He's relentless, that guy.
Can't allow that. Nope. No siree.
No siree.
So yeah, let us know down in the comments below what you guys think, because we'd really love to know.
Absolutely. And so that is the weird ass case of Onision.
Oh yeah.
Also known as the Onion Boy, Oni Cuck, and the most honest YouTuber. We hope we were able to shine some light for you guys today.
And if you guys enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to head over to Spotify and leave us a rating and a review. It only takes a few moments, but it really helps us out. Also, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe so that you guys follow us with the whole journey of Night Parade Studio.
Absolutely.
And with that being said, we'd like to welcome you guys to the Night Parade, and as always, my name is Jan.
And I'm Glenn, and that's right. Welcome to the Night Parade.